All right, let's go. Six years ago, September 2020, I uploaded a video titled There's Power in Hugging. And I was sharing just some of the struggles I was going through at the time. And I was sharing in that video that there was a particular day that I was out. I was out on the road and I happened to drive by the church that I used to attend in New York. And I happened to see the man of God of the church, the apostle. So I was sharing in that video that, long story short, I had approached him because I was going through a lot. I was broken emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and I needed a hug. I needed a hug. I needed to be told, I needed to hear it's going to be all right. Telling myself that was not enough. I needed somebody else to pour that into me. So anyway, here I am again, facing new challenges. That's life. That is life. I watched that video. I have not watched that video in 6 years. So I have a new phone now. The lighting is better. It's a little bit more quieter. Got a mic now. But new challenges, new struggles. But God is still the same, yesterday, today, and forevermore. Oh man. As I watched that video, I needed to watch it. I didn't even know I needed to watch it, but I'm glad I watched it because in that video, I was reminded of what Apostle Brown told me. And I'm pulling from that to recharge me. Yeah. And what he said to me was, I'm just watching I'm just looking over here, making sure, them big reptiles, the alligator, just making sure none of them is over here. I don't want it running out to come and ask me for no directions. Yeah, because I'm like for hang out here. So that's why I look. So I just want to pass it first because I want to pay attention. I don't want it to come out and say, yo, hombre, so and so and so. Anyway. And so he said to me, son, it's not meant to kill you. It's going to be all right. It's to make you stronger. So yesterday, I went to go check my father. He was at my older brother's house, and he's leaving today to go back to Jamaica. And so I went over there. Now he's been here a little over a week, and I haven't spent much time with him purposefully. Just wasn't happy with him about a lot of things. Just a lot of hurt. And that hurt was building up into, I don't even want to say resentment, because I really wasn't, I don't believe I was resenting him, but I just didn't want nothing to do with him, fatherly, sonly, that kind of relationship, because he's really, he's hurt the family. I felt like he abandoned us, just left us to sink in our Titanic. But anyway, as he said, well, I'm gonna get to that. So anyway, I went to go check him. And when he opened the door, he greeted me and everything. And, we sat down at the table, and I just opened up immediately and started to let him know certain things that was going on in my life personally. Just to kind of catch him up to speed, what was happening. Morning. And because I was going somewhere with it, right? I was trying to tie it all together to show him the difference between me and him as fathers, the difference between me and him as men. And I wanted to highlight and show him the difference between me and him as a husband. He's still married to my mom. I'm no longer married anymore. But I wanted to show him the difference between me and him and how I handle things more appropriately than he did. How I handle challenges, how I handle failure, even in my relationship. How I handle being a father to my sons and to my daughters. And just where I felt like he failed. He failed. So I was just hurt. I was angry. But I knew that I had to go and check him and talk to him and let it all out, because tomorrow's not promised. And while he's still here, while I'm still here, any one of us, you know what I mean? Today could be our last. Yesterday could have been our last, but it wasn't. We're here now. But I wanted him to know how I felt, where I stand with things. Anyway, I'm not going to keep you long, because this is another one of those, kind of, we did hug it out in the end, but there was something else. There was something else that he did first before the hug, right? Because in that video I'm referring to, and I'll put it right here so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna screenshot and put it right there. If you're interested, you can look at it. And I was making reference in that video saying how there's power in love, there's power in forgiveness, there's power in hugs, And so here it is. Me and him is having this powwow. But I appreciate, because I had to set the scene, let him know that, hey, if my children got a grievance with me and they want to air it out, I allow them to air it out. I want to hear it because I want them to know that I don't get it right all the time. So if I missed it somewhere, let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Give me the opportunity to clear my name or to defend myself or to just bring clarification to something that I may have caused an offense with them. So I had to set the stage like that. So I appreciate that he let me talk and that he hear me out. Ooh, my shoulder's hurting. Deltoids is hurting. Oh my goodness. Holding his phone up. So anyway, right? There's a lot of pain and a lot of hurt that's coming from way, way back. From, happened between him and my mom before I was born, after I was born, just a lot, man, just a lot. And I'm looking into my life currently and I'm like, yo, I'm going through it, man. I'm just going through it, Dad. But besides me going through it, I'm trying to figure things out. I'm trying to figure things out, and it's gonna get figured out in Jesus' name. But as far as me and you go, Dad, here's my grievances with you, and I want to boom the wall out. So he was like, all right, go ahead. What's up? What's your beef with me? And I let him know. I ain't gonna go really deep into it, what me and him was discussing, but I don't want to bring it back up because at the end of it all, so there was one thing that I didn't know. I didn't know. Yeah, I was carrying feelings in my heart about certain things. Yes. And I revealed that to him. And he was like, you know what? I'm glad we're having this conversation. Thank you for telling me that. But just listening, you know what I mean? So anyway, and then he revealed something to me. He says, but you know what? I've been carrying feelings too for years now against you. All right. And I didn't know that he was upset, that he was hurt. Because, see, when I was younger, I think I was in the 6th grade, 5th or 6th grade. So, growing up in a Caribbean home with the father that I have, because not every Caribbean parent is like that. But my father, he was abusive. And I told him this yesterday around the table. I'm like, yo, Dad, the way how you discipline me, come on now, man. That is considered abuse. And he's like, well, that's how he was brought up. So he didn't see it as abuse, and his father did him worse than how he would discipline me. You know what I said? So I was like, that's abuse. And he's like, no, we didn't see it that way. That was just normal. That was life. And I'm like, Dad, to you, that was normal. But I promise you, if you say that same thing to other people in your age group who come from that generation, them are gonna say, yeah, that was the normal, but it did affect me. It did affect me. Okay, so maybe you don't have any trauma. Maybe you don't have any residual, feelings, negativity, but I'm not you and you ain't me. And a lot of the discipline that you gave me, it was it went beyond the threshold. You understand? So there was a time when Um, he did something to me, and it affected me really bad. It affected me so much so that when I was in school, sixth grade, I believe it was sixth grade, my teacher recognized my behavior was different. I was off. I was a child, man. I was young. I didn't have the right terminology, the right vocabulary on how to phrase it, that I was upset with my father. I didn't like what my father did, but it affected me so much so that my teacher noticed it. And I was acting out. I was lashing out. Yeah. At that age, I had a serious anger, uncontrolled anger. Yeah, it was bad, man. Like anybody that would pick on me, tease me, I flipped out like I was the Hulk. Yeah, the Hulk. I would flip the table, flip the chairs, and I would go into this rage, literally, I transform, and I'm ready for just tear off boy head, rip out him heart, step on it and just, and I didn't understand that that was coming from what was happening at home, how my father was dealing with me. So my teacher had me meet with a counselor to get to the root of where's this violent aggression is coming, because I'm not. Buju Banton sing a song and him say, circumstances made me what I am. Was I born a violent man? You see it? So my circumstances in the yard had me acting up. All right, I promise I'm gonna bring it home now. Bring the plane home. So met with the counselor, and the counselor was able to extrapolate from me, pull out of me, oh, things are going on at home. And I had mentioned my father abuse and just some things that he did. But there was one thing that he did that was just, it caused such an urgency for the counselor to get CPS involved. And man, that, whew, I still remember that day. I understand that they want to come in and protect the children and remove the children from spiderweb, unsafe environment that they deem unsafe based on what the child is revealing to them. But how they did it, how they just came in like a flood, a violent flood, and just ripped the family apart. And, we're down by the precinct, my brother, my sister, myself. And so my parents got the phone call. My dad, that was the beginning of my father. And I even said to my father yesterday, I'm like, yo, you don't love me. I don't feel you love me. I don't feel you love me. You hate me. And he was like, no, don't say that. I don't hate you. But during the conversation that we were having, it brought out of him, okay, he didn't hate me, but he had this strong, I don't even know the word, man. I don't know the word, but he had a strong fill in the blank towards me because of what happened many, many years ago when I was younger, and how CPS came in. And of course, they threatened to arrest him because they were looking for, was he also doing this to my siblings who were younger than me? And of course, my mom is like my mom is, she was like, wow, she was it messed her up so bad because it was like a whirlwind, man. It was like a whirlwind and a flood came in. My dad, he was angry at me. I mean, man did cross with me. And I'm like, yo, but you did that. You did that. And you thought it was cool to do that, right? On it would just escalate, man. It would just escalate the way how he was just dealing with me. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember one time, and I told him this yesterday. I remember one time me and him got into it. I don't remember what it was about. And he yoked me up. And I told him this around, like, yo, you yoked me up. I'm just a kid. You yoked me up and you said you think you a man? You ain't no man. I'm the man in here. And then he was telling me, and he's like, I like when you scared of me. Yeah, I want you to be afraid of me. Then he would say things like, oh, I know you don't like me. I know you don't like me. That's good. I don't care if you don't like me. So he would say these things to me. And I remember he grabbed me one time and he grabbed me by my seed. You understand? You get the idea with me? Yeah, grab, yo, no man, you don't understand. Me just give it to you raw. And grab me, I saw. You see me? And he squeezed me seed and said, you think you're a big man? You think you're a big man? Me a man. I'm the man of the house. Yeah. So all of that sprouted anyway, man. Anyway. I didn't understand that. I didn't realize that's where my aggression was coming from. I didn't realize. And so, yes, I opened up to the faculty, to the school, and ripped the family apart. It was terrible. And so he was revealing to me, that's where he's like, but I remember when you went to school and you tell the teacher them that I did this and I did that to you. And I was like, wow. Because you know what? Sometimes I don't even remember that happened. Nah, man, you don't get it. You don't get it. You just don't get it. You don't understand. Maybe, you know what? Somebody understand. Somebody understand. Yeah, somebody get it. Man, I've been hurt. I've been hurt. My father has hurt me in some ways. My ex-wife has hurt me in some ways where I just forget, man. I just forget. You know what I mean? I don't dwell on it. I just don't dwell on it. But every once in a while, something triggers the memories and they come back up. And yeah, I'm just hurting. So when he brought that up, because I ain't remember nothing about it, right? I didn't go over my brother's house to talk about that because I ain't remember that. But when he mentioned it, I said, oh yeah. I said, you know what? Yeah, I remember that. He's like, yeah, from there, so that's where it started. Me and Detroit, that's where it started, And I said, you know what? I'm glad you mentioned that, Dad. So let me ask you a question. So you don't feel like you was wrong? Let me ask you a question. You don't feel like what you did to me was wrong? Eh? You hurt me. Huh? You was abusing me. And you don't see something wrong with that? That was traumatic. I said, Dad, I didn't just purposefully go to school and say, Yeah. To the day, yeah, I go tell upon daddy. Yeah, me I get daddy in a trouble. Yeah. I want this for mash up the family and tear us apart. Yeah. Cause it caused for him and my mom to have a big war. Yeah. Yeah. Cause he feel like she was defending me, taking up for me. I'm lying on him. And so he had this, I want to say, the anger and rage he had towards me was very close. And not only me, but to my mother as well. Because he knows me and my mom is like this. So him just put us together, and the anger that he had towards us, I want to say it was close, very close to hatred. Very close. So you see why I said to him, you don't like me, you don't love me. I feel like you hate me, right? So of course he's gonna sit there in front of my face and say, that's not true. Don't say that. I don't hate none of my children. That's what he's gonna say. I mean, that's what he's supposed to say, right? So only God knows his heart. I know what I was feeling from what he was dishing out. So that's why I said it the way I said it. But God knows his heart. But anyway, so one of the other things that I remember he kept emphasizing on was, right, his argument was, back then I would call you to come do something or get this tool for me, bring that tool for me, because my dad is an electrician. So a lot of times he would, just have me assist him, little minuscule things. And remember now, I'm young. I'm a young kid, just getting into my teenage years, 11, 12, 13, 14, them years there, 15. And he would have me with him a lot of times, whether it's in the house or he would take me out on one of them little side projects then. And he kept, dang, I forgot they're cutting grass over here. Oh, you know what? No. It's all good. It's all good. Because it's right there. Hopefully you can still hear me because I'm going to just walk past it. It was louder earlier. Well on them. Let me just pause our video here. All right. I trust that you can hear me. It's going to get a little bit busy with traffic because the direction that I'm heading to, there's more flow of traffic that direction. But anyway, I'll just speak up louder. And so one of his arguments that he was bringing up at the table was, I would call you to bring this, get this, do that. You would do it, you'd bring it, and then you would just, when we look up, are you that me see? Your head turn and you're gone. Me just see the back of you and you walk, we're gone. Okay, what does he mean by that? Basically, and so this is what happens when you have a parent who never really took the time to learn their child, to understand their child, and to engage with their child, on a level of just knowing the child. You know what I mean? Like I know my kids. I know my children. I know all 5 of them. Right? I know their quirks. I know their personalities. I can tell when they're off, when they're just not having a good moment, I can tell when they're not with it. I can tell when they don't want to do something I'm asking them to do, tell them to do. So, but that's not my father. He just never developed, neither did he care to develop that parental instinct, that parental trait. So he misunderstood me, so he took it as, look how I'm calling him for come do this for me, and look how I'm calling him for come bring that something there for me, and I'm just throwing it back on him gone. And so he took that as, you know what? I'm not bothering him. I'm not gonna call him. I'm not gonna ask him to do nothing more because he's not interested. You are doing electrical work. No, it wasn't fun. And for the most part, you're doing, not even for the most part, you're doing all the work. I'm standing there, standing around on my 2 feet. Plus, on top of that, you'd wake me up 6 o'clock in the morning, right? And there was no proper explanation. It was just get up. When love bed too much, when love sleep too much. What does that mean? So I'm not supposed to sleep? And then, okay, you don't like that me and my siblings are sleeping beyond the time that you get up, but you never set a standard for us. You understand? And so that's the problem with my father. He never set standards. So he just expects you to be like him, to do like him. And if you don't, then you're insubordinate, you're unruly, and I don't want to bother deal with you. So he used that as an argument. I'm like, man, come on, really? Really? I was a child. I was a kid. No, let's stick to the real meat and gravy, the real bone marrow of this discussion. And that was, Dad, you were abusive. Physically and emotionally, you were abusive. Period. Take that. Own that. So I was not expecting, nor was I was never asking him to apologize. I didn't go over there to go get an apology or anything like that. But you know what happened? After I laid out everything and showed him where I'm coming from with my feelings and how he has it misunderstood. And so, yeah, when I went to school and I said what I said, I didn't do that on purpose. But you have to understand, these teachers see me every day. Teachers see the students every day, and a teacher that cares, they pay attention and they see the different behavior. And so, like he admitted, he's like, well, I didn't beat you all the time. You didn't get a lot of beatings from me. You're right, because I'm not that type of a child. I never was. Never was. But the problem was, Caribbean parents, African parents, them not like when you talk back. And the talking back is not to be disrespectful, but the talking back is to hold up. Let me plead my case. Let me explain myself. Let me explain why I did what I did or why I didn't do what, you know what I'm saying? So they don't want to hear nothing. And if you talk back, if you say, po, them feel like say, yeah, disrespect in honor manners, you don't for talk back when them talk to you. That is abuse. That's abuse. Plain and simple as that. And so that will affect that child, many, but according to him, it never affect him, according to him. I don't know. Only God, Iman got it for work out that's in a theme art. Me don't know. But it affected me. So in the end, because I'm about to run out of space again, so it's going to cut off about 30 seconds. But in the end, he got up from around the table and he gestured to me that he wanted to hug me. But before he did that, he said, Troy, I just want to tell you I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry. I didn't know that that's what it did to you. Remember now, I didn't go over there looking for an apology. So that caught me off guard. And so you see, he told me he was sorry. He hugged me. He reassured me. He's telling me, I never hated you. I don't hate none of my children. Don't say that. Please don't say that. Um, it didn't it didn't sink in and permeated into my spirit until after I left the house and I was on my way to work. This was yesterday. And as I was driving to work, I was just replaying it back in my mind, this over hour conversation me and him did have. And then I remembered he said he's sorry. And man, that messed me up. That messed me up. Because I didn't know. I didn't know that I needed an apology. I didn't know that I needed an apology to heal that part of me. That messed me up. I didn't know that I needed that apology. You know how hear me good. Let me emphasize now. I did not know that I needed a healing. I didn't even know I needed a healing. I knew I was angry at him. I knew I was angry with him. And I told him these things. You abandoned the family, you hurt the family. I'm upset with you. My mother's upset with you. My brother's upset with you. Me don't know about my sister then, but me just know the way how things went down, how you left America, gone back to Jamaica. You never do things the right way, Dad. And because you left my mom in the condition that you left her, it was bad. It was bad. And all hell broke loose. You see? So that's what I was trying to say. The difference between me and him as spouses. I wouldn't do that. So this is it. I'm at the end now. So yeah, there's even power in the word I'm sorry. Sorry. I apologize. There's power in that. And so the kind of power that the apology to me does is, for me, it gave me a healing that I didn't know I needed. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, man, I just share that story with you. Hopefully it blesses you, helps you. Maybe you need to go apologize to somebody. They probably don't even know that they needed to hear it. And it would bring a healing to them. Maybe you should try it. I don't know. But I just wanted to, hello, good morning. I just wanted to get that off my heart. I haven't shared anything in a long time about, my personal life. Long time. But yeah, I'm human. I got feelings. I don't get it right all the time. And the people that we love, they don't get it right all the time. And, we want to give them grace and hope that we also get grace because God gives us grace. Yes. Yes. So, yeah, man, that is it. So, yeah, so this is it. So at the very end, what he said to me was, Troy, let's bury the hatchet. Can we bury the hatchet? Can we put this behind us for good? I said, yeah. I had a different title for this video, but I guess I'm gonna go with that one. Can we bury the hatchet? Anyway, that is it. I'm out. Continue to live on purpose, godly purpose. Whoosh.